Okay, good to go. Always an exciting time of year to get started. Obviously, a lot of work starting in January all the way back, months of trying to improve, right? Bigger, stronger, faster in the weight room, spring ball, summer, all of that. Definitely adds to the excitement is campus. Students back on campus, everything open up, first day of class. So there's a lot of energy around. I want to thank the fans that came out for Meet the Spartans last Thursday. I thought that was really a meaningful event for our guys to see the appreciation they had, and getting around our fans was big time stuff. Counting on a record-sized student section this coming Friday to add to our energy and creating a home field advantage, and looking forward to that. I think some unique, cool things of the tailgate at Munn Field that's going to take place on Friday. So just a lot going on to add to the excitement of this particular game and this season. I know our guys are ready to go out there with all the work they've put in. Haven't been able to talk about it a ton. We announced captains a while ago, but really proud of those 5 guys that'll represent us. Again, the team vote, the team comes up with this, and actually did something on the side with the coaches just kind of get their feel of where they would place it, and they had the same top 5. So that just confirmed to me that Jordan Hall, Aiden Childs, Matt Golbin, Quindarius Dunnigan, and Sam Edwards were the right choices for that. We will do an honorary captain weekly. I've always believed in that in regards to, we got a lot of guys that got votes, felt like they had influence or leadership on the team. Things take place during the year. Guys are doing great things, and we will continue to have that. You'll find out later in the week on who that is for this week. And so, like I said, a lot of work's gone into it, a lot of excitement, and we've got a lot of respect for our first opponent. I mean, Western Michigan coming in here, Coach Taylor does a nice job. You look at his background in 3 seasons, in his third year, got that team playing physical and tough. Obviously, we've been digesting all of their last season, what that thing looks like. We can go all the way to their first game last year at Wisconsin, went toe-to-toe. And so we got a bunch of respect for them. That gets a big-time back who can carry the ball against anybody. Offensively, to make it physical. Defensively, there's a little bit unknown with what that is exactly going to look like schematically, but I know those players play hard and play sound football. So with that, this week just came off the practice field. We're trying to have a big-time week of preparation for a great atmosphere Friday and to play quality football. Questions?
Hey, Jonathan, I'm right over here. Just real quick, do you have any guys, key players you don't expect to play on Friday night? Nakai or kickers, anything like that?
Yep, I think Nakai will be a game-time decision. Actually took a few reps today, but that'll be a game-time call on him. Tarek is in that same boat in regards to a game-time decision. Hadn't been able to do much last week. Toward the end of the week, we'll kind of see where that lands with him. Just kind of on the maybe larger name, Jack Vellings looked fine the last, call it, week. Practice today. They anticipate him being able to go out there and go.
And then just is there like the biggest unanswered question that you're waiting to see Friday night, with all the work that you've put in to finally get out there on the field?
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at all 3 phases and see what it looks like, right? I mean, you think you implemented some things schematically, and we want to see what that is. I want to see a group respond. I mean, this thing is not a game of perfect. Football's not, and so there's going to be some ups and downs there in how we respond to that. I want to play sound football, clean football, right? Game 1s, you think about, first time in the atmosphere, whether we're talking penalties, mistakes, blown assignments, trying to keep those to a minimum. Because you want to play with some emotion. Talk about all this lead up and how exciting it is, how much work they put into it. But within, you want to be controlling that emotion, be able to execute.
A little tougher parking out there today for the first time, and you mentioned the buzz on campus. Since you just came from practice, was there anything different about today's practice with the game 4 days away and this being game week than any other practice?
You felt a little bit of excitement, energy, because it is game week, and we talked about that this morning, team meeting, getting closer, right? And we're practicing on a Monday where we normally wouldn't because we're playing on Friday, so it's moved up a day, and so this is game week. Felt the crispness and asked them to do that, to get in and out of periods and things, because class starts 12:40. They should be in class right now. It's 12:43. We had 50 guys that needed to get to class at 12:40, so we wanted to get them off the field. I know that was a little bit different.
I'm curious, just first off, housekeeping question. If Tarek can't go on Friday, who's going to be the kicker?
Blake will be the kicker if Tarek can't go. Martin's probably a week or two away.
Got it.
Yep.
And then I'm curious, Western Michigan has still had their quarterback battle going on, and I'm curious how that affects you guys with the game prep, just as far as from the
Yep.
digest, how you prepare for it.
Preparing for both. You know, we can look at junior college tape, and we've done some of that. Obviously, there's a little bit of tape of the other one and competition, so we're trying to be prepared for both. Just again, evaluating. I think both of them have unique skill sets. One of them maybe a little bit more physical, athletic, and run. The other one's throwing the ball for thousands of yards. So we're preparing for both.
Jonathan, not taking anything away from your opponent, I'm actually a Western Michigan Bronco, but is there ever concern about looking past the week one opponent, especially when you got somewhat of a revenge game coming up after that?
I'm not overly concerned. Like I said, these guys are so excited to play, and we do talk about respecting every time we get to line up, paying respects to whoever we're playing, and how we do that is through our preparation. We said that this morning. I think there's some maturity on this team, and just watching them practice today, there's no signs of, call it, looking forward.
Two things. One, just kind of back with the kickers again. With the early season games, how much of it is maybe trying to, I don't want to say minimize, but make sure that those other two guys, Connington and Ahmed Basic, are healthy for the rest of the year? Does that play into the decision right now?
Well, yeah, we want them healthy to be able to execute the kick. We're not going to put them out there if they're not healthy. We're definitely not overworking them through the week and things. But to be honest with you, Blake has been solid through camp. I think statistically, his numbers, we were talking about it, are similar to the way we were kicking field goals statistically last camp with Kim and all of that. So we've got some confidence in him. And so there comes to a field goal made. If Tarek's good to go, we'll find out on Friday night. If not, Blake can bang it through.
And the second question about the offensive line in particular. I know you spent a lot of time in the offseason talking about getting them up to speed, getting the run game going again, getting the blocking right. When you look at this game, is this I don't want to say a critical game for them, but is it a pivotal game for them to establish all those things that you wanted in your eyes?
We're definitely shooting to play really quality football at the line of scrimmage. So much of our offense starts at the line of scrimmage. I said it before, this is not a game of perfect. I don't expect us to go out there and run whatever it is, 70 snaps of offense, and they're flawless. Like, there's going to be some things. They've got good players over there, all of that. I won't be shocked if we end up playing more than 5 old linemen in the game. And so some of that rotation going through, and guys have earned that. So it's not going to be perfect, but we're looking to be a physical group that can protect the passer and run the ball.
Coach, can you take us back to a year ago at this time, and what were the feelings for you and the emotion going into that first game, and maybe how it compares to now?
Yeah, I mean, there's some similarities, to be honest with you. There's excitement, the buzz, all of that. School starting at home. There's some similarities there. I do think going into year two, you're familiar with that feeling, the Spartan walk and what goes through. Obviously more familiar with the current team than we were, just because we've had more time with them and that kind of thing.
Jonathan, 3 good to great Michigan State teams have really struggled with Western Michigan over the years. Is it easier when you're going against a team that this is such a big game for them, that you get them in the opener where you've got that excitement, than maybe get them later?
Yeah, I don't know. I just know our guys are focused in their prep of Western Michigan. This is our first opportunity. We're only guaranteed 12 of those. Obviously, we want to be playing more than 12, but we're only guaranteed 12. That's been our mindset of focus on, these guys are preparation for them. And a lot of that still bleeds into our focus on ourselves, our techniques, our schemes in game ones. When you're less certain, right? There's not a bunch of, you're in week 6 and you got 5 games of tape of trusting your rules and focusing on ourselves.
Coach, obviously Kelly and McCray are incoming transfers. How do you think their ability to play will impact the passing game?
Yeah, I look forward to seeing those guys because they got skill set with their speed, the route running. I think both of them catch the ball naturally. I think McCray does a nice job interior getting open, whether we're talking option routes, running things off a linebacker. Kelly can take the top off, but he can do some stuff in the interior, a little bit larger frame. I throw Bullard in there. I'm anxious to kind of see what Bullard and Boyd bring to the table. 2 different skill sets there. Bullard, again, can go. Boyd, natural route runner, a little bit larger catching radius to complement, obviously, with Nick Marsh out there.
When I look through your captains, I see a lot of guys who've played a lot of football, prominent positions in this team. Then I look at Sam Edwards as a guy who hasn't had a whole lot of those snaps, and I think has filled a lot of auxiliary roles. So what's it like to see him recognized as a captain with this team and have that honored?
Yeah, was really happy for him, proud of him, and I was glad because I do think you talk about like kind of a glue guy for the whole operation. Can do multiple things special teams wise, but selfless. You see the looks he gives out at practice. He could go out there in the game and function fine on defense. We just got some guys in front of him. His influence within the locker room was real, and that's why he was the top vote getter we had on the team.
He was the top, like number one, more than Aiden, more than anyone.
Yep.
Wow. You've starting over my words here. Early preseason. You said last Monday you were going to meet with the DBs and sort of break some things down with them in meetings, and I'm curious what you took away from those meetings and what you're entering this week with.
Yeah, they got with their coaches last week because we kind of break camp and then get into season prep. And so when camp ends, everyone sits down with their position coach. So those guys got with that, Coach Adams and Coach Adams, and dissected kind of where they're at, their role, what they work to improve on. We do think we've got multiple numbers that we can put out there. You play a lot of times, you got 5 DBs out there. Feel like the competition has created some depth, and we need to. We're going to play some good offense starting in week 1 with some talent and speed, and those guys being on the same page is vitally important.
This is a pregame procedural question that may mean nothing, but I noticed last year coming out of the tunnel, you don't lead your team out, unlike every coach I can remember. Is
I
there
don't know if it's every coach, but yeah, okay, yeah.
I'm talking about my memory.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's significant. Is there a reason for that, or is it about the players, or what is that?
I think we want to be player-led around the place. We talk about it, and captains be out in front. I'm sure there's some of me too, just safety, right, man? I'm not a great athlete anymore. Never could really run that well, getting trampled over from behind. No, but I've always believed in the player-led piece, and you'll see the captains up front. You see our strength coach a part of that as well. The amount of time that guy spends with them. That's how we've done it.
Western obviously has a little bit of a question as a quarterback, I guess you could say. When you have the season opener now, and particularly with a team that has that position in particular up in the air, how much different is it maybe prepping in the modern era with all the portal movement versus maybe 5 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a bit different, not just the quarterback position, but you're tracking down tape from last year wherever they were playing, right? Whether it's junior college or they were back up at a certain spot, and then you look into the skill sets of the perimeter of the running back, receiver, and well, he was at this previous place, and and we've got the same thing going on our side. So it's quite a bit different that way, and then you do throw in a new defensive coordinator, so there's some unknowns that come with that. But I will say, even there's going to be some unknowns, even if they've system's been in place for 10 years, right? We're always looking at ourselves postseason, self-scouting, want to dabble in some new type of schemes. We're going to show some new stuff